U.S. immigration reform has been a constant topic of discussion and has been unresolved for decades. The growing backlogs have caused tremendous pressure on immigrants who have been waiting for years to sort out their immigration process. In this video, we will discuss why major legislative changes are not likely to happen in rest of 2023.
Visit us at Swat&Vee channel with your questions to see how best we can help you out your process. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Now let's get into the video and find out what the latest updates are on U.S. immigration. The U.S. House of Representatives and U.S. Senate have had a number of bills proposed this year. But none of these are the comprehensive immigration reform proposals made in the past. That is not to suggest, however, that some of the bills' reach is not considerable. Senators Chuck Grassley, Republican Iowa, and Dick Durbin, Democrat Illinois, reintroduced the H-1B and L-1 Visa Reform Act in March. Among other things, the bill's provisions would require employers of H-1B and L-1 workers to meet new wage, recruitment, and attestation standards. The Stopping Border Surges Act, which Representatives Andy Biggs, Republican Arizona, and Tom McClintock, Republican California, introduced the following month, would take aim at employers that hire undocumented immigrants, including by ramping up the requirements for them to electronically verify that their employees have permission to work in the United States, in addition to tightening border security measures. The U.S. Citizenship Act of 2023 was introduced by Representative Linda T. Sanchez, Democrat California, at the beginning of May. Reps. Mara Elvira Salazar, Republican Florida, and Veronica Escobar, Democrat Texas, also introduced a new version of the Dignity Act, H.R. 3599, in late May. This legislation is probably the broadest we've seen this year, with provisions focusing on border security, undocumented immigrants, asylum, and employment-based immigration. No matter how good these measures might be, there is zero possibility that they or any other significant immigration legislation will pass into law. Since the late 1990s, when the last significant bill, the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996, went into effect in 1997, there have been attempts to pass comprehensive immigration reform, and some bills have even passed a chamber of Congress. However, none of these attempts have been successfully passed and signed into law. The closest Congress has come since then was in 2013, when the so-called Group of Eights bill received bipartisan support in the Senate but was ultimately defeated in the House. Since the late 1990s, more focused policies have been passed, including the American Competitiveness and Workforce Improvement Act, ACWIA, and others, but their implementation has grown increasingly challenging as politics have become more tribal and public perception of the situation at the border has gotten worse. In our opinion, the fact that the U.S. is about to enter another presidential election cycle will only make it harder to enact any significant immigration legislation, much less a complete reform measure. Immigration has turned into a third rail in American politics, and some of the contenders for government will undoubtedly emphasize the matter heavily in their campaign speeches. In other words, do not anticipate any significant immigration legislation to be passed and implemented during this Congress, especially not any legislation affecting employment-based changes. There are, in our opinion, three explanations for this. The boundary. Despite the fact that the repeal of Title 42 did not result in the migration surge that many had anticipated, concerns about refugees and asylees will continue to dominate immigration politics. Additionally, the border crisis has altered how the general public views other facets of immigration. Some politicians contend that immigrants are a threat to the nation and its people. Politicians have an opportunity to disregard important problems with the nation's legal immigration system and the fact that many U.S. businesses still experience a labor shortage by focusing on the border. For instance, Title 42 allowed for the expulsion of immigrants who had visited a nation with COVID and other contagious diseases. As a result, by the end of 2021, there would have been about 2 million fewer immigrants of working age living in the United States than there would have been had pre-pandemic immigration remained constant. Work to promote employment-based immigration will remain a lower priority as long as the border dominates political discourse on immigration. Split Congress. One of the most complicated and challenging topics facing Congress is immigration. Democrats and Republicans frequently disagree on various immigration and security concerns, while agreements within and between the two parties are related to specific problems. This is made more challenging by the recent election and the House members who are currently in charge of the relevant committees, since they have a history of opposing reforms to immigration policies that are employment-based and others. Additionally, it is a basic fact that many Republicans and Democrats are more concerned with border-related concerns than with other parts of immigration, and that these issues are unlikely to be resolved without progress on the others. Immigration will undoubtedly be a significant topic in the 2024 election, especially with former President Donald Trump running for re-election. The current president, Joe Biden, is thought to be vulnerable to this problem. According to a recent Reuters piece, the public's disapproval of his handling of immigration has caused it to drop to 40%. Even more pertinently, according to Reuters, only 26% of people approve of the way Biden has handled immigration. Consequently, the administration is not giving employment-based immigration programs any special attention. The administration published a fact sheet in March 2023 listing the immigration-related policies it had implemented during its first 2 years in office. One looks in vain for any updates on the numerous employment-based immigration initiatives outlined in the U.S. Citizenship Act of January 2021 amid such titles as Enhances Border Security and Immigration Enforcement, Addresses the Situation at the Southwest Border, Supports America's Promise to Refugees, and Bolsters Hemispheric Economic Investment and Migration Management Efforts. Additionally, several regulations that are in the works could limit or significantly increase the cost of some employment-based visas and other immigration programs, according to the administration's unified agenda of regulatory and deregulatory actions, which details the actions administrative agencies plan to take in the short and long term. In conclusion, even though legislative-based reform of employment-based immigration is unlikely to occur in the remaining months of 2023, immigration itself is probably going to play a significant role in the lead up to the 2024 election year. Although the ambitious legislation proposed in Congress suggests that some members of Congress are aware of the need for comprehensive reform, it is more probable that in the forthcoming election year, border-related problems will take precedence over employment-based immigration.
I hope you guys found this video extremely helpful. If you know anybody that could benefit from this information, definitely make sure to share this video with them. We are all about empowering you with knowledge. So the more people that can benefit from this video, the more people we want watching this video. If you like this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs icon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell for more immigration updates. Bye!